Oh, you need one of them.
We ought to invest in one of them, actually.
Yeah, and have your name on it.
I know.
Look at that. Yes!
I'll look into
I
that.
love them.
Hello and welcome to episode 3 of Community Kitchen Pembrokeshire. Today I'm joined by Ellen Picton from Healthaspire. Hello, Ellen.
Hello.
What are we making today?
We are making pizza. So I thought I'd make a pizza because you wouldn't think a nutritionist would make a pizza.
No.
So I'm going to show you how to make a pizza that is gluten-free, yeast-free, low-carb and protein-rich.
Cool. So talk me through what goes into it, a gluten-free pizza.
So typically in a pizza you'd obviously have your white flour, which is known for sort of spiking sugar levels. So we're going to use almonds instead, so ground almond. When you're looking at recipes with ground almond in, quite a lot of them are Americanized and it'll be called almond flour.
Right.
But almond flour is ground almond. So ground almond's going to be our flour, and in here you've got lots of good fats and protein rich because it's coming from nuts. Then we're going to put a little bit of corn flour in there so it sort of helps the base be a bit more crispy. I mean, there was, I don't know, a few years ago, if you remember, everyone making pizza bases out of cauliflower, and they were quite soggy.
Right.
So
that was a massive trend thing.
Yeah.
I remember when I was living in Cardiff, there was restaurants promoting these kinds of things.
But it was quite faffy and you know, to get a nice crispy base, so a bit of corn flour going in there. And then we're going to grate some cheese into it, so that's going to help bind it all together. And then egg, so obviously you've got your more protein source here. And then we're going to top it then. I thought we'd do a veggie one, so we're going to top it with, I'm going to show you how to make a super simple tomato sauce, some red pepper, goat's cheese and some pine nuts.
Cool, that sounds really good. So what are the differences, I suppose, in a pizza like this to a normal pizza that you typically buy in a supermarket?
So yeah, typical pizza, I mean in a supermarket obviously it's processed firstly. So I was looking up some little facts last night and 50% of the food we eat in the UK is processed.
50%?
50. Which is just scary, isn't it?
Yeah.
And like one of the big things I do so many cookery demos. I mean, I probably did 150 last year. It's just showing people how to cook again because I think people are lost. They don't know how to kind of create something. All they think healthy food's really expensive.
Yeah.
So first of all, in a pizza bought from a supermarket, it's going to be processed. It's going to have like loads of kind of bad fats, lots of salt in it. Maybe E numbers to kind of keep it fresh if it's a fridged one. It's got lots of flour in, so we are eating too much flour really. And then you've got things like diabetes on the rise. So by making these swaps, you're using everything here as in its natural state.
Yeah. So a supermarket pizza, I suppose, would cost somewhere between £4 and £7, I guess, depends on where you buy it from.
Yeah.
And looking at the ingredients here, it doesn't look that expensive, what we're doing.
Not at all. And that's a big thing I do is always try to cook on a budget because people will say, oh, it's expensive to eat well, and it really isn't if you kind of, use simple ingredients. So it's all about real food for me. So we're using real food to create a healthy pizza. And
then in terms of how long it takes to make?
So you'll see in a minute, the dough is super quick, so we're not using yeast, so we don't need to wait for it to rise at all. Our binder is the egg, so it literally just comes together. The trickiest part is when we have to roll it out between baking paper because it's a little bit sticky.
Okay.
But I mean, a few minutes to make the base and then the toppings.
Okay. Cool, let's get into it.
Yeah.
What can I do?
Okay, so you could grate the cheese.
Yeah.
So if you grate, I mean, I'd say about half that.
Okay, shall I grate that into here?
Yeah, oh yeah, there we go, you can do it in there. And then I'll kind of mix this together then. So we've got ground almonds. I'm not going to tell you measurements because we are going to share the recipe.
Okay.
I'm using corn flour, so this is gluten-free. And this is one of the things that really frustrates me when you go out for like a Sunday lunch and they tell you, because I've got celiac disease, so I can't eat gluten, and they tell you, oh, we can't have gravy because it's got flour in. And I think, well, just put a little bit of corn flour in there.
Is that literally the swap?
Gluten-free, yeah. So you're going to do, we'll start with one egg and see. So I'm literally going to sort of bring this together and we'll put some of your cheese in as well. Let's have a look.
Yeah,
it's nice having help. I normally have to do it all on my own. You're going to have to come to all the demos now.
I don't know what I'm getting myself in for here, do I?
So a bit of cheese like that. then I'm literally just going to mix this together. Eggs are different sizes, so sometimes on a recipe it's almost like you need 1.5 eggs.
Right.
But let's see, we'll bring it together and we can always add another one. So these are organic eggs. So you can see it's like super yellow. I get asked a lot about organic food, and I think if you could just swap your dairy, let's say, so your milk and perhaps your eggs to organic, and make that switch initially, you know, that would kind of give you lots of benefits. I mean, organic everything can be really expensive.
Yeah.
So vegetables, for example, you know, there's loads of great vegetable box schemes in Pembrokeshire.
Yeah, I was going to ask, so when you're doing these sort of swaps to those organic pieces,
Yeah.
are you normally doing that in the supermarket, or have you got places locally that you'll go and source those things from?
Yeah, a bit of both. I mean, so there's our dough. It's instant, it's made.
So that happens so fast.
Yeah. So I'm going to put a little bit more flour there. We'll try and get it. I'm going to put my oven tray here. Yeah, we've got like lots of farms here which do the milk, you know, where you can kind of just go and get milk.
Yeah, like in Stainton and other places.
That's gone. Stainton's gone. I know Sunny Hill Farms probably the closest maybe to you here.
Okay.
So look out for those to start with, because even if you're getting your kids to make, sorry, just quickly wash my hand.
That's okay.
Yeah, even if you're getting your kids.
I'll get you a tea towel.
Thanks. It's luxury here.
Here you go.
Thank you.
We've got everything.
Yeah, even if you're getting your kids to have a milkshake with organic milk from a farm, that's like so many lessons, isn't it? So this is our dough, so it's nice and sticky. And what we're going to do, so if I roll that out with that, then it's going to probably stick to this because the almond's quite sticky.
Okay.
And because it's gluten-free, there's no gluten to bind it, so it might fall apart.
Right.
So literally going to put, and you could use, I might just get rid of that a sec, so
Yeah,
we've got
I
a
got
bit
that.
more room. You could use a wine bottle, you know, if you haven't got a rolling pin, or it's an excuse for people to drink wine now.
I didn't realise that. So you're full of amazing tips.
Well, I was running a retreat in Spain recently, and we went to the market and we bought like loads of lovely fruit and veg, and then we bought like tons of cherries, and I was teaching people how to de-stone a cherry with the wine bottle.
Right.
So with the wine bottle, literally, you put your cherry on the top, obviously empty bottle of wine, and you would use a more rounded kind of fork, and you just literally pop it in, and then all the seeds like drop into the bottom of the wine bottle. So yeah.
I saw a really cool one with parsley where you can put it through the cheese grater.
Okay.
So if you pull the stalk through the cheese grater, it'll take all the leaves off.
Oh, that's cool.
That's a really cool one.
Yeah. But yeah, I think when I was taking all the bottles to the bottle bank, they were probably thinking, what on earth has happened in here? So I'm making this sort of like, maybe like a thin and crispy type base.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you want it perfect, then you could use a plate, cut out the circle, but we're going rustic. So leave this on now when we're going to cook it.
Cool.
And then we'll peel it off as it comes out the oven.
So that's going to go in the oven now.
So it's going to go in the oven for literally like 10
here, yeah?
minutes.
Cool.
10 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here you are.
Thank you. There we go. Fab.
And 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. New oven. Oh, here we go.
Can normally smell when it's ready.
There we are. That time is set for 10 minutes.
Fab. So we could just get all these toppings ready while we're waiting for it. So this is how to make like a super quick pizza sauce. So some people would be like frying off onions and garlic and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then, you know, some people are buying like these kind of pre-made sauces, but in pre-made sauces you've got like loads of sugar added. That's why it tastes nice.
Right.
So this is passata. So literally sieved tomato. It comes in a carton. It's probably like 50p. There's no pips in it at all, so it's super smooth. It's great for using like in a sauce, bolognese, that kind of thing. And then this is literally pesto. So a couple of tablespoons of pesto. So I'm going to mix it all together. And then in your pesto, you can smell it, can't you? Like
Yeah,
you've got basil
I'm a
in there.
big fan of green pesto.
Lovely.
Yeah.
You've got pine nuts. It's got a bit of oil in, so that is literally it. Our pizza sauce. If you were doing like, let's say you wanted to make like a super quick chicken dish, you could kind of chicken breasts, slice them across the top, push a bit of mozzarella in them,
Right.
pour that over, stick it in the oven.
Those
for
two
20.
together has really brought the smell out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can really smell that.
Yeah, Italian. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's our topping. Our
Which came
sauce.
together in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
All of this is
easy.
so quick.
This is jarred peppers. So these are like kind of flame grilled, roasted, so they're ready to go.
And these were bought in a jar from the supermarket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not expensive. And again, like it's about making it easy for yourself.
Yeah.
Because what we do, you know, on a Monday we think, right, I'm going to be healthy this week. I'm going to go and spend all this money. And then by Friday, all the veg is kind of going off. And
Yeah.
so things in jars can be super helpful. So like your passata, your pesto. So literally just, oh, they are sharp. Good.
Well, I mean, that is a big thing with, I guess, a common misconception with nutrition is that people will typically think, oh, it's so much effort to do all the prep of all the vegetables, and we all have those days where you just get in from work and you don't feel like chopping up 5 vegetables to go into a thing. So
Yeah.
is this, I guess, a tip you'd have for people normally there's all these pre-packaged and type veggies that you can grab that make prep like this. I mean, that come together in, again, 2 seconds.
And like frozen veg, you know, people think frozen veg isn't great, but I mean, it is picked on it's frozen, so a lot of the nutrients are in it. So, you know, frozen berries, like you can buy these wonky berries.
Yeah.
Quite often I'd make like a compote, so kind of cook them down, blend them, and you've made a compote for like £2, you make loads of it. You can make like instant frozen soup, so like pea and ham soup with frozen peas. The peas are like £1.50. So yeah, frozen stuff, and your things like, even things in packets like quinoa pre-cooked can be so handy, just leaving a couple. I demo with quinoa quite a lot. So we'll just do some sort of chunky onions, red onions going on here. So in onions, they're really good for our gut bacteria, and the reason is because they've got a fibre called inulin in them. So with our gut bacteria, we've got trillions of microbes living inside there. They're like your first line defense. So imagine how I've always explained it to my daughter, like soldiers. So they're kind of first line of defense. So if bacteria comes along, or virus or infection, if your gut bacteria isn't great, then you can start to catch colds all the time, for example. You know, all kind of feeling more tired, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So anything you can do for gut health is good. So what you want to do is add prebiotics and probiotics.
Yes, I actually saw, I think it's a really recent study. I mean, I know there's been a lot of talk about the gut microbiome and good gut health and how important that is.
Yeah.
But I think there was a recent study that said having good gut health is more important than what people typically associate with weight loss, which is calories deficit.
Yes. Yes. So the way even the way you metabolize calories would be different. The way that fat storage is done, bone density. So it's not just about, do I feel bloated? Is my gut health out of sync? It could be that you've got eczema, you've got fatigue. What you sometimes see is people who've had antibiotics for a long time, let's say a year for something, and antibiotics are helpful. They save lives, they kill bacteria. But let's say you've had lots, so it's wiped out your good bacteria. And then people might start to gain weight and they think, well, I haven't changed my diet, I haven't changed my exercise.
Yeah.
It could be just down to gut health.
Right.
So in the onions, they're known as a prebiotic. So they're like fertilizer for your soldiers.
Okay.
And then your probiotics are you swallowing good bacteria. So live yogurt, you've probably seen in the supermarket.
Yeah, like kefir.
Yeah, kefir, kombucha, kimchi would be another one. But even just yogurt, live yogurt, bio yogurt, when you're looking at yogurt, look at the back and it'll say, it might have like acidophilus, for example, or live. So they're your probiotics. So you're topping up your probiotics, adding to the army of soldiers, but you want to feed them. So these are all your prebiotics: onions, garlic, leeks, bananas, oats, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's a great way of describing it, actually. It makes it really simple, yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess in terms of a balanced diet,
Yes.
what are the kind of, I mean, do you advise people on certain things that they should be checking off in the week as part of their nutrition?
Yeah, I mean, I think firstly is try and eat real food. So if you're currently eating a lot of, like ready meals and pre-packaged stuff, like just start reading labels. And if you don't recognise the ingredient, then you probably shouldn't really be eating it.
Right.
One of the interesting ones is like a certain brand of, I won't name, certain brand of ice cream might have 3 ingredients or 4 ingredients, which could be milk, egg, vanilla, sugar. So it has got sugar in, but it is all natural. And then other brands might have like 15 ingredients. So when you're looking at first thing labels, kind of the least ingredients the better.
Okay.
But then so on your plate ideally you want some protein. So lots of people don't eat enough protein early in their day. So let's say you wake up and you have cereal or toast, no protein there, and you're going to see a sugar spike, and by 10:30 you're going to want biscuits because your sugar level now is on the floor. So good protein in the diet. So protein is meat, fish, eggs, pulses, so you can get a lot of pulses, protein in pulses. So in a tin of lentils is like 24 grams of protein. So even by making a bolognese and putting in lentils and beef, you're getting fibre and then protein. So you want a source of protein, a slow release carb, so something like brown rice, quinoa, sweet potato, and then greens. So we just don't eat enough greens. So lots of people don't have enough magnesium in the diet. Magnesium is essential for the nervous system, for giving energy, but also calming you, helps with like deeper sleep and things. But the food we eat, the way it's grown, we're just not getting the soil quality with all these lovely minerals in. So it's just greens, and if that's where you can get a box of veg, then it's going to be locally grown and full of all that goodness. So if you can just keep it simple really, then
Okay.
So this was goat cheese. I've just chopped it up, and we're just going to wait for our pizza.
Okay. Have you noticed any specific nutrition or health trends for people within Pembrokeshire? I guess that's sort of outside of what you typically expect elsewhere.
I mean, in Pembrokeshire, you've got a lot of kind of athletes, really, because we've got things like the Ironman.
Right, of course.
So that's quite interesting, whether it's a nutrition trend. But some athletes, come to me sometimes with gut issues. So some of the products then athletes might take would have like lots of sweeteners and things, and they can't kind of digest it. So then I'm sort of helping them do it in more of a natural way.
Okay.
But I think we're lucky in this county, aren't we? We've got like amazing produce here, and when I do demos, I ask how many people go to a butcher, and it's like hardly any. And you sort of explain that it's not more expensive. I think that's what they think. I think they're just nervous of going in and thinking, well, it hasn't got a price on the packet, or is it going to be really expensive? But
it's
it
that,
is.
I guess it's that fear of the unknown, isn't it? Nutrition seems to be a lot about that. It's kind of knowledge is power. And actually, it doesn't have, like I said, it doesn't have to be expensive because there's ways around it. It doesn't have to take up loads of time. There's ways around it. So it's just knowing these things.
And make friends with your local butcher, find out where is there a milk vending machine near you? Is there a veg box? I mean, loads of these veg boxes deliver anyway, and that can just be a really simple start, and you get this veg box and you think, right, okay, I've got all these weird and wonderful things, what can I do with them? I mean, and the internet's a wonderful thing, you'll get so many ideas. I think
what's also really powerful with it is if you are cutting out all the sort of processed foods, you're going to be more satiated anyway, aren't you? You're going to be more full. Because a lot of these chemicals they put into food now, that's done. It makes you want to eat more. So it's not that filling. Can kind of be
shall we have a look as well. Can you smell? Smells good.
I can. That smells amazing.
I don't want to put it down on you. Can I put it on there?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, it's all heat proof, so that's absolutely fine.
Oh, that's good. So we're going to peel off this. So If you peeled it off before cooking, it would have probably stuck to it.
Right.
So leave it on there, peel it off. So you can see it's crispy here.
Yep.
You can see the little bit flecks of cheese through it. So because it's got cheese in the base, you don't really need to put a lot of cheese on the top.
Okay.
And I've used a strong cheddar there, so you don't need a lot of it. So quite often if I make this, I just like, if I've made some roast med veg the night before, I just like put a bit of extra, leave it in the fridge, and then I might just top it with like med veg and just finish it that way.
Yeah.
So we'll do our top. So just a couple of spoonfuls of this. But if you like chili, for example, you could put chili powder in there and like swap out the pesto. But we're going for traditional today with the Italian flavours.
That smells really good, that sauce.
Nice. Well,
I've never thought of that as well, mixing green pesto with passata. I've never seen that, but I guess it must be done, isn't it? It must be a common thing.
yeah, and it's just like trying to make things simple. Simple and affordable. So when people come and see me, I think they expect that I'm going to be telling them to kind of be spending hours in the kitchen, but it really doesn't have to be.
No.
So we're going to put a bit of red onion on there.
And actually, if you told me yesterday that you could have a whole pizza done from fresh within the time it's taken us just now to put that together,
Yeah.
I'd have been really surprised.
Yeah,
But-
good. And like I've done this as well for children and they absolutely love it. I mean, obviously
Yeah.
you've got to be careful if you've got nut allergies, but it's a great way of like giving them something they're used to, but in a healthier way.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to put that in the oven because I'm now covered in
Okay.
cheese.
Where's the and
So
how long
in
do you
the
want
oven,
that?
5 minutes.
5 minutes. Okie dokie.
Oh, I forgot my seeds. Hang on. Let's put some. So I've just got pine nuts here and some pumpkin seeds. So it just gives a nice bit of texture.
Cool.
But pumpkin seeds and pine nuts, you know, you've got lots of good fat in there. So we're popping them on as well. There we go. It's ready for you.
There we go. 180 still, yeah?
Yes, please. So yeah, it's still a little bit warm.
Here we go.
Fab, thank you.
And we want that for 5 minutes, did you say?
5 minutes.
Here we go. Cool. So I know we spoke before, you said you also do a lot of work with commercial, sort of big companies like Valero, and you go into the workplace and help those guys out.
Yeah.
What are your tips for, I guess, the normal 9 to 5? How do you work around kind of not having to go to Tesco and buy a meal deal?
Well, interesting you say meal deals. So one of the talks I did recently, I was in I'm going to call it the Liberty Stadium, but I think it's called...
In Swansea?
Yeah.
Right, yeah. I think that's right.
.com, I think it's
Oh, it's
actually-
changed?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was doing some work for Kelvac, and they wanted ideas that you could literally go and buy. So I went into the meal deal section and I kind of picked out. So if you are busy, if you are in a rush, you can pick well from there.
Right.
So they've got some good they're called Pollen and Grace salads. They do like nuts as a snack. Coconut water is really hydrating. So you can buy things.
Okay.
But yeah, when I go into Valero, for example, then I'm doing a lot of work with shift workers who are working obviously through the night.
Yeah. And then obviously nutrition can be really hard when you're balancing work like that.
Fatigue, trying to stay awake through the night.
Yeah.
And you know, a lot of people will live on like stimulants, so like
Energy drinks.
caffeine, which can be really hard because your energy can kind of very up and down.
Yeah.
So I was sort of saying to those people that do night shift work is ideally you want to have your main meal earlier on in the shift, because what a lot of people do will maybe have food at like 10, 11 o'clock at night when our digestive system just not used to it.
Yeah.
So sort of having it earlier, maybe use midnight as a cut-off for food,
Okay.
but then try and have, you know, like no caffeine after midnight. But yeah, when I go into those companies that do lots of like wellness days, so lots of tasters on things that you can buy or make, because again, I think people are going to think, oh, I'm going to have to make everything from scratch.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be. And if you look, you know, in the meal deal section, there are better choices, but I think people just traditionally go for the things that they like and
Yeah.
you know, spend a bit more time.
I guess, yeah, so you are, I guess, realistic in that sense, that you're not always going to be able to achieve, you know, cooking from completely unprocessed stuff but there are tips that you've got, like check the ingredients.
Yeah.
Less is better.
Yeah.
And look for those sort of healthier options.
Yeah, and it is and just trying something, because I think people think, oh, I'm not going to like it, but if you just try it one day a week, just think, today I'm not going to have this very processed thing. I'm going to try the salad, and actually you might really like it.
Yeah, and your taste buds evolve, don't they? Like the more you eat something, the more used to it, and it can grow on you as well.
Yeah, and that's the thing with children as well, is like they kind of like this sweetness. So to get a young child to have broccoli, it's quite bitter. So ideally you want to bring that in, and like these kind of savoury flavours early on. And then, as you develop. So my friend Beth, who I run the retreats with, she did not like olives, and I kind of like, right, come on.
Yeah.
And they say it takes 10 times, so now she loves olives. But yeah, you've got to just keep trying.
Yeah, I mean, I had the same thing growing up with sprouts. I think when you see the reaction that certain people have to foods when you're growing up, it leaves that kind of mental thing on you, and you go, oh, I just don't like sprouts because I've seen someone not like it when I was growing up.
Yeah.
But then you try again as an adult and you're like, actually, I do really like this.
Yeah, loads of people say they don't like sprouts.
Yeah.
But
actually, they're really lovely.
Yeah.
They're like one of my favourite vegetables.
And if you kind of slice them thinly with a little bit of olive oil and hazelnuts, a little bit of garlic, it's so nice.
Well, that makes a world of difference as well, doesn't it? Knowing how to cook foods properly, because a lot of people are put off by salads because they're like, oh, they're dry and they're tasteless. But a really good salad prepared well is really great.
Yeah, and I think it's like one boiled sprout. Well, that isn't, and you were forced to it, and you have to eat your sprouts. But just thinking of different ways. But it is about just keeping it simple. I mean, a lot of people kind of think, oh, I've got to be meal prepping for hours on the weekend, and I don't want to do that. But I mean, one of the simplest tips I'd give people is, if you're making a curry for 4, we'll just double it. So if 3 nights a week, you think, right, I'm going to just double those 3. Well, next week, dinner's cooked now for 3 nights. And on the other nights, you could just do like a very quick stir fry, for example.
Well, that's something we do at home as well. For example, like if we do a shepherd's pie, you make a whole batch, and there's only 2 of us at home. So then you've got 4 more portions that you can freeze and you can store whenever you're short of time. So whenever there's a day where you're like, oh, I can't get in and cook today, well, you've got that back up in the freezer.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
because it's that time, isn't it, when people go, I'm starving, I'm just going to get takeaway, or we're ready.
Yeah. Right, let's have a look.
I should have asked you if you had a pizza wheel.
Yeah, I don't think I do. We'll see.
That can be for your next time.
Yeah, here we go.
Okay, so
let me see what we have got.
well, we've got a knife, we've got scissors.
Okay.
We'll leave them set a little bit. So I'm just going to finish it by putting a little bit of rocket on it. I mean, it looks pretty as well. And then, so just leave it for like a couple of minutes, just kind of let it cool, settle a little.
Does it need a bit of time just for the base to kind of solidify a bit more?
It's just more, if you start cutting it when it's boiling hot, it might kind of fall apart.
Okay.
And the nice thing about this pizza as well is, say if you just want to make a pizza for one, you can just scale down the ingredients, you can just make like a little baby pizza. But you can make the base and freeze the base and use it, but it's so quick.
Yeah, I know that. I'm so surprised. That probably takes just about as long as going to the supermarket, buying one, putting it in the oven, taking it out.
Yeah.
But then also, it is mind blowing.
Yeah, good.
It is.
So what some people might say about this is, oh, well, isn't it really high in fat because we've put nuts in it, we've put cheese in it.
But healthy fats.
Good fats. So good fats are needed in the diet, and I'd say that's one of the biggest misconceptions is people think all fat's bad.
Yeah.
So good fats, so your nuts and your olive oils, your avocados, are anti-inflammatory in the body, so really good at like lubricating the joints, for example, help with inflammation.
And hormone health as well?
Yeah, brain fog, memory, eyesight. So adding good fats to the diet is a good thing. Ideally, next to this, you wouldn't have chips.
Yeah.
You would just have this and a big salad, and it would be filling because it's got lots of protein in it. So yeah.
Cool. Should we cut it up, or does it need a bit more time?
I think we could.
Okay.
And then you can try it.
Do you want some plates?
Yes, please. See if we can get you a triangle.
Yeah. I'll put a couple of these out.
We've got. This is the bit where the cameraman's happy. Especially doing food filming. So there we go. See if we can. That's one thing you're going to have to buy, isn't it? A pizza wheel.
Yeah, that is an oversight. I wasn't expecting there to be
I should
so
have
much
brought
pizzas
one.
done here, but
Yeah. Put a bit
that's
like
really
that.
good.
And then cut in
Okay,
from there.
I'm actually really excited to try this.
I hope you like it. But while you're eating it, you can put different toppings on here. So if you're getting kids, you know, they probably wouldn't like goat cheese and red pepper, but they could have like pineapple, ham, like use flavours they're used to, like sweet corn, for example, and then you can add slowly different veg, or get them designing it, because if they're involved with cooking, normally they like it. So what do you think?
It's amazing.
Good.
It's really, really good.
Good.
It's so creamy and really saucy and so full of flavour.
Good.
Do
you like the base?
I love the base.
Good.
Yeah, it's like, it is different from a normal pizza.
Yeah.
But it's different in a really good, interesting way.
Yeah.
With the cheese in the base and not having it on top, it feels really fresh.
Yeah.
It feels kind of more Mediterranean, I suppose.
Yeah.
But it's amazing. It's a really great take on a pizza.
Good.
And I would certainly opt for that, definitely over a supermarket pizza any day.
Hooray!
So yeah, you've achieved the mission.
Good.
It's really good.
Good.
So Ellen, where can people find you?
So I'm based on the marina, or I should say waterfront, Milford waterfront. Appointment only for consultation. So I do allergy testing, intolerance testing, writing plans, and then Facebook. I haven't quite ventured into Instagram yet.
Okay, but are you on there?
I am on there.
And what's your handle?
Probably Healthaspire.
Healthaspire. On
But
Facebook as well.
Health, that's
the main place.
And I put like lots of ideas and things, and then the website obviously, and then there's so many festivals. So this year I'm going to be at the county show, and then Nalba Food Festival in September.
Cool.
So you'll have to come along and try things I make there.
Yeah, I will do, definitely. And you touched on retreats as well. Have you got any coming up soon that people should look out for?
So we have a ladies only retreat, sorry boys. But we're going to Spain in October for 5 nights, and then Somerset in November. So yeah, if you're interested in retreats there, you know, they're kind of very much real food retreats. We're not starving anyone, we're not getting anyone up at 6 a.m. and marching them out everywhere. It's just a real kind of relax and trying lots of activities. So that's unwind retreats for
Amazing. Sounds really good. Well, thank you so much, Ellen.
Thank you for having me.
No, it's not a problem.
You can eat the rest of the pizza now.
I'm going to.
Thank you.
Thank you.